Hi everyone, today we'll be speaking to Tammy Green, who's the Student Advancement Manager at Feenix. We speak about what Feenix is, how students and graduates can benefit from it, as well as the student debt crisis in South Africa. I'm so happy to have you on Zoom with us to just speak more about Feenix and provide our viewers with some information. It might be their first time hearing about the organization or just the people that want to learn more. Can you tell us more about what Feenix is, what your role at the organization is, and how it came about, basically?
Okay, so Phoenix is an independent public benefit and technology innovative organization. And
Uh-huh.
we basically serve higher education students to assist them with removing their debt through a secure and unique crowdfunding platform and other skills development bursary program with businesses. So,
Okay.
in a nutshell, we basically provide another way or access to students to assist them with their tuition at universities.
Mm-hmm.
So our platform is basically a platform where they can go and do crowdfunding as well as connecting students with potential donors that are willing to fund students that are investment worthy.
Okay, that's amazing. What is your role at Phoenix? Can you tell us a bit about that? What do you do at
So
the
what do
organization?
I do? I'm the student advancement manager, and I'm responsible for establishing the credibility and nurturing the relationships with universities as well
Okay,
as students.
okay.
And I also look at various tasks in terms of supporting the students once they join our platform,
Mm-hmm.
and also looking at what are the services that they need, like wraparound services in terms of support, and how best we can support them and make the student journey a successful journey. So
Okay.
that's basically what I do with a
Okay.
team of people.
Yes. Thanks so much for sharing. I know it's an amazing program that you guys have created, and it's also an
Mhm,
amazing opportunity for students and graduates to apply.
mhm.
Speaking about the application process, can anyone sign up for Phoenix and when? How does it work? Is it a loan? Is it a bursary? Can you just maybe speak more about the specifics as to what type of
Yeah.
funding you guys provide, offer?
Okay. So I'll first start with the student criteria, who's allowed to come onto our platform, and how
Yes.
do we go about doing it.
Yes.
So the student criteria is you need to be a South African citizen,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to be a registered student at any of the 26 public universities. When I speak about public universities, I'm speaking about our top universities within the country, which is from Wits University, UWC, so all our 26 public universities.
Okay.
So in terms of citizenship, it's South African. You can be a permanent resident or a refugee or asylum seeker. So that's how you could qualify. You can study any field of study. It can be
Any field.
any field of study,
Okay.
any year of study, which is either postgrad
Okay.
or undergrad.
That's amazing.
And then we're also looking at graduates with historical debt. So, say for example,
Mm-hmm.
Tammy graduated last year, and I'm now going into an internship job, but I still have debt from the previous year. I can still
Yes.
come onto the platform and register myself on the platform and then do crowdfunding towards my historical debt of the years that I studied.
Okay.
So I don't currently also have to be a student at that time when I do create a profile. Then we also have, it can be full-time or part-time students. And
Mm-hmm.
then the last criteria that falls under the student criteria is our financial criteria. So you need to have a household income under 600,000 Rand
Okay.
for the year. And if you are a student living with disability, we're looking at 850,000 Rand for the year.
Okay. So you guys do include missing middle students as well, like students that are
That
not
is
funded by NSFAS.
That
That's
is
that's
correct.
amazing.
So, one of the insights that I can say in terms of what we found with the students on our platform, they are the missing middle, and the missing middle we usually refer to the students that are too rich to qualify for NSFAS, but too
Yeah.
poor to afford tertiary education.
Yes.
However, a lot of our students on our platform still falls under the 600,000 per annum
Mm-hmm.
household income, which just shows that they are students that meet the criteria for NSFAS but did not receive NSFAS or any other bursary
Yes.
as well.
Oh, okay. That's amazing. So besides the tuition that you pay, is it only the tuition that you guys cover for students that are maybe first time entering university? Or is there anything else that the bursary or the funding covers? So is it just tuition fees?
So at the moment, it's only tuition fees.
Mm-hmm.
And where I'm saying at the moment, because we are scaling up, we are moving with the times and looking at other
Yes,
needs.
yes,
But
yes.
there are donors that come onto our platform and they are saying, listen, we're wanting to give our students access to a laptop, data, food
Okay.
vouchers as well.
Yes.
But that's only donor specific. But
Yeah.
our main funding that comes is mostly for tuition.
So speaking about funding, how does the Phoenix funding work? How are the funds generated for students that want to use Phoenix, seeing that it's not government funded? How do you
Okay.
guys generate the funds?
So basically, what you do as a student when you get onto our platform, you basically create a profile.
Uh,
And when you create your profile, it's almost like creating a Facebook profile or even, like a general profile for any
yes.
social media, basically. And you'll create this profile where we will request certain information from you as well as you sharing your story. And when we speak about
Mhm.
sharing your story, we're basically speaking about why are you investment worthy? Tell the
Yeah.
people out there, listen, I'm Tammy. I would like to become a doctor one day. Unfortunately, I do not have the means to fund my qualification. However, I could be potentially the doctor that will be working on you one day or offering services to your children to come. And students share various stories on
Mhm.
why they are investment worthy. And then we post that on our website with a
Okay.
fundraising goal. So, say for
Okay.
example, you have a goal of 15,000 Rand that you'd like to fundraise for yourself.
Yes.
You would put it on, we would identify that as a fundraising goal. And then every month or every day, you can see as you start sharing your profile and your story with your network or with your parents' network or
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
various companies, as you know, young people constantly sharing things.
Yes. Yes.
So it's a great way for the students also to be part of their own solution. So they go about sharing their stories. And that's how individual fundraisers or individual funders come onto our platform. So we don't necessarily know who exactly they are. So
Okay.
that's a way of us or students receiving funds. And then there's
Mhm.
also a fundraising team that connects with various corporates and trusts and foundations where they come on board and they're like, listen, we would like to donate
Yes.
200,000 to this particular student. So they go onto our platform, they look at the various profiles of students, and then they identify this is the criteria, these are the students that they are wanting
Mhm.
based on our platform. Can they please make a donation? And then that's also how we get funds for our students.
So what I'm hearing is the signing up process is pretty unique compared to a different like a other bursary organization. You're basically creating a profile, and I wouldn't say selling yourself, but you need to motivate the applicants need to motivate why they deserve a bursary or funding. So that's
Correct.
basically how the signing up process works.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So you even have a sorry. So you even have you put the picture of yourself because it's
So
also really important for us to know who are we investing
yes,
in.
yes, yes.
We want to
Yeah.
understand your story, and that's the beauty of that process.
Yeah, I think that's an amazing process. People can actually see who they're funding. It's not just the candidate or someone on a class list or on a register. There's a deeper connection with the
Yes,
candidate and the applicant.
yes,
And I think that's so interesting. So earlier we were speaking about you guys only funding the 26 universities. Are there any plans to start funding students that are at private institutions or TVET colleges? But
so
I
So
don't know.
definitely there is definitely a we are in the process of onboarding TV colleges as well as one private institution. So we are still in the process of seeing the need, finding out, how would it work about in those institutions, but we are definitely looking into private institutions as well as TV colleges, especially for the missing middle students, because we
Yes,
do
yes.
understand that criteria are getting stricter with bursary programs.
Mhm.
So there's still a group of students that needs funding. So we're definitely tapping
Yes.
into TVET colleges and private institutions as well.
That's amazing, and I'm pretty sure viewers and listeners are good together. There is hope for them in the future to be able to onboard onto the platform. You know, not leaving, not excluding everyone, bringing everyone along. Like
100%.
you said, there are so many students, even in those sectors, that need funding as well.
Correct.
So now I wanted to hear a bit more about the skills development varsity program that you guys have with businesses. Maybe you can touch a bit about that. Speak to us about that.
Okay. So part of our bursary program, or if I could say yes, our bursary program, we
Mm.
don't just offer tuition or help students or give them a platform to do crowdfunding, but we also have reference services that we offer students. And what our reference
Okay.
services offers basically is financial literacy courses that they can do, which is very fun. It's called Black Bullion.
Mm.
Which is a very cool way of learning on how to use your finances, how to invest, what it is in terms of savings. Because nowhere in university or during your
Yes.
degree, we're like,
Yes.
listen, you got to do this. So that's something that we offer. And then we also offer wellness, a webinar in terms of wellness support, emotional
Mm.
support for our students, and just like motivation towards our students. So in terms of the skills development side that we with other businesses that we have, usually some businesses will come to our platform and they would say, listen, can you administrate our bursary skills program for us, because we like to offer this to our to students, but we do not know where to go. So we step
Mm.
in as the administrator in terms of providing that services. So that's when they give us a criteria to say these are the skills that we are looking for, and this is what we want out of this program. So they would identify what are the needs. So they would probably want a certain group of students that is studying a certain thing, and they would want
Mm.
us to go through all. So we have 4 Thrive drivers at Feenix, which is emotional support, um, financial stability, grit, as well as academic progression. So, you know, with
Mm.
most bursary programs, they look at the academic rate of
Yes.
over 80% to over
Yes.
85%. But we at
Yes.
Phoenix understand that I could be an 85% student, but there's other things that is in the way.
Lacking.
Yes,
Yes.
or other things that are challenging at the moment, which could
Mm.
be doing things at home, could be
Yes.
financially. And we're not saying we're going to keep that away from you. We are saying, listen, as long as you still have the drive to continue, let's
Mm-hmm.
see how we can meet each other in the middle. So that is our 4 Thrive drivers that we drive on in terms of looking at the success of a student and also understanding what students are going through. So our skills development program is very based on a donor specific. If a donor comes to say, like, this is the type of skills that we want our students to offer. However, any student that comes onto our platform has access to the reference services.
Oh,
So
that's
as soon as you
amazing.
come onto our platform, we'll be able to say, listen, we're having this webinar, please join this webinar. And we do
Mm.
various surveys with the students to find out how we can improve and what's currently the need of students at the moment.
Okay, that's amazing. So it's basically a where they can learn extra skills, courses, or just support that's there as well.
Correct.
That's amazing. That's amazing. If I or anyone, any business wants to get involved, be on the other side and support students, how can they reach out?
So I deal with various stakeholders, which is like universities and students. However,
Mhm.
if there are donors that want to come on board, they would reach out to our fundraising team. So there are various ways that they can reach out to us via our going immediately on our platform and even registering themselves as a donor.
Mhm.
And then we'll take it further in terms of finding out what are the ways that they want to donate or what are the ways that they want to come on board. If there are one service providers or even people that want to come on board in terms of saying, listen, Tammy, we offer this particular course, they can reach out to me. I will probably leave my contact details after the interview with you that they can actually contact me on, and then we will take it from there.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. So I wanted to speak a bit about student debt. It's a major issue in South Africa. And earlier this year, the higher education minister also highlighted we've raised some flags about how it is affecting the sustainability of higher education, more or less. What do you think, or would you say, is one of the major contributors? And how do you think we could not solve this crisis, but maybe reduce it? I know you guys are doing amazing work, also contributing to decrease student debt in South Africa. But what other things can we do as a country as a whole that could help?
I think it's very important for us as a country to look at this is something that we can't just, push aside or say
Yes.
we'll get there
Mm-hmm.
eventually. I
Yeah.
think it's something that the country really needs to look at. We need to start looking for the future and looking at
Mm.
what is important and continuing to invest in our students and continuing to invest in the young people today is going to assist us with the solutions that we are needing for today's challenges. So I don't know
Yes.
if
Yes.
that's making sense, but just looking at, in order for us to come together and say, listen, how are we as a community, as a country going to back our students? How are we going to
Yeah.
assist them? I think that becomes the most important part because we
Mm-hmm.
can go through all the challenges that our country is facing at the moment, and we can miss a very good opportunity, which is our students and our young people today for
Yes.
actually
Yes.
changing the challenges that
Mm-hmm.
we're currently facing today. So
Yeah.
I think it's a matter of us coming together and saying, each little counts.
Yes.
And I know that it sounds maybe very ironic and biased for me to say this, but sometimes we look at student debt as we owe about over 50, or just an example, a student comes and they're like, listen, I have 200,000 rand debt or
Mm-hmm.
student debt. But
Yeah.
there's also a struggle of I cannot graduate without my
Yes.
certificate or my
Certificate. Yeah.
degree.
So you have to
So,
pay.
because I need to pay that debt off. And
Yes.
now we are sitting with a high unemployment rate. So how
Yes.
can we actually look at people coming
Ways
together to
to.
say, what can we do? Because the
Mm.
one helps the other one out. So
Yes.
this is a
Yes.
way of saying, listen, community, let's talk amongst one another. And I think a very big important part is
Mm-hmm.
paying it forward and paying it back. When
Yeah.
I say pay it forward and paying it back, I'm not saying paying it back as in like, oh, we've given you something, you need to give us something back. But paying more of paying it forward to say, like, we continue in running this battle. The fact that
Yes.
Feenix is still here, and the fact that every year and year on year, we're getting students that are not qualifying for funding, that are
Mm-hmm.
struggling to find funds, is a real problem because it's happening
Mm-hmm.
every year. So it's saying to what is that message telling us? We're not
Yeah.
really investing enough into our students. And I think it's a matter that our country, whether it be private or public sector, comes and they say, listen, let's back the young people today because they
Yeah.
are going to move out. The young people are going to seek employment. And in order to keep the critical skills within our country, we need
Mm-hmm.
to continue pushing and backing those students up to say, here's opportunities, here's internships,
Yes.
instead of the skills leaving our country and
Yes.
bettering other countries instead of the country that they come from.
That's so true. And another thing is student debt not only challenges students economically, but it has emotional effects on them as well. Like imagine graduating, well, you finish your degree, your diploma. You first of all, you can't get the diploma, you can't get the degree because you need to pay it. Then you can't enter the job market, you can't enter the labor market, you're depressed, you're emotionally drained. You have to take part-time jobs to but come going back and pay that. It also it takes away from the experience of graduating and being able to enter the labor market. Now they have to stress about all these other things instead of just focusing on their career, and it's definitely not fair, especially in with the economic climate that we are in South Africa. So I definitely agree on the approach of being to taking the collaborative approach where all industries, all environments, especially government, needs to say take a step back and say no, we need to help these students. um, and that's why it's so amazing for organizations like Feenix, where children can, students can actually help themselves in a way that's positive and all the facilities that you guys provide as well. Like you said, emotional support, things like that as well. So thank you so much for speaking to us. I had a lovely chat. I'm sure our viewers learned tons, and I hope that someone watching is gonna go onto the website and register. Someone that has so much student-led stress, they feel relieved just listening to our chat and ways that you guys can help. So thank you so
And
much for taking the time out to speak to us.
no, thank you. And I just want to say that we at Phoenix believe that access to education shouldn't be dependent on wealth.
Yeah.
And we encourage everyone that is watching, viewers, or even if it's not students, if you know of a student, if you're a student yourself,
Yes.
look at
Yes.
continue investing into students, because they
Yeah.
are our future,
On our
and
future.
they are definitely the important part to our country, and we
Mm-hmm.
want to go. So thank you so much. I really
No problem.
appreciate it. And yes, I hope to
Yeah.
see more Phoenix students.
Yes. I hope so too. But thank you so much for sitting with us. I had a great chat. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found out what you needed to know about Feenix, or maybe this was your first time learning about the organization. We'll have all the information linked in the description box below if you want to find out more. Comment down below if you have any questions or concerns, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.